So the dogs are in the boot for a spin. And, oh, it's windy. We are heading up now to Dad, who is in the highway field. And I'm going to film him. He has started mowing, so this is the first cut of 2021. Cutting our second year whole crop, Italian ryegrass. It wouldn't be as strong as the whole crop I have to cut next week. So what do you call it? When I have this cut, I'm going to wrap it and I'll bale it and wrap it, and then we're going to plough it for maize. So we'll have some maize sowed back at the house. Now this is still the home farm, but it's just a field the other side of the motorway. We call it the highway field. We never put cattle here because there's no water and I'm not going to draw water and you can't pipe it here. So it's just handy for crops and does the trick that way. So when we finish sowing them, cut the maize in October, we'll put in wheat. So as well as that, then we like this stuff here because we do have a lot of cows and big calves in the shed during the winter, and you want good quality silage to keep them in milk. So that and the other whole crop and some hay, and they get maize. So it keeps them in milk for the few months that we want them in milk, and they get back in calf. That's it on the mowing. This is our pottinger, 3.5 metre, non-conditioner, and it's on the 8340. I had planned to put it on the wheel of the wind. I had planned to put it on the 8210 just to try it out, but I need an extension, even though it's a 540 shaft, but it's a 1000 rev mower. So what do you call it? I'll get the extension for it, and I'd like to just cut a bit of grass with it and see what it's like. So that's all I think I have on this. Get this cut now and then bale it up in the next day or that and plough it up. Well, I have to spread the last of the yard manure and then plough it. So hopefully puts a bit of pressure on getting all the three things done, between cutting the silage, spreading the manure or the yard manure, and then having to plough it and then sow it. So but we'll get there. That'll do. So
are back up in the highway field. So that has just started rowing, so you can see one side is road, one side isn't, on the headlands.
So we have a few jobs here on the baler wrapper. It's a Lely welder or baler, and it's a Goweil wrapper, tandem axle. I bought it second hand in Germany. We have it 4 years now. Touch wood, we have no bother yet. There's a lot of electrics on it, and I do be a bit worried, but it hasn't given any bother so far. So just putting on a new chain there now. The other one was a bit stiff, and that's it. And we have, what, there's about 10 hectares to wrap. So it makes a 2 metre high bale, I think. It's the biggest welder baler, round baler you can get. Why we went for that particular one was it's for making hay and straw. Like 4x4 bales of straw here is not a whole pile. The French, I do sell straw, and the French prefer round bales for going through the straw balers. Now the square go through them too, but when they fall in, we have a square baler there too. When they fall in, it kind of goes and jumps on the straw baler. Plus you have better job with the big round. So for me, I prefer as big a round bale as I can get. I think ours is about 7 foot high, because I only have to put 2 of them in at a time into the straw baler. If I had 4x4s, I'm going back 2 or 3 times, and I do pack them as well. So, and one other thing then as well, with our old baler, you might have seen on anyone that follows the channel, our old baler, on a hot day you could not bale straw. You just break it all up and it gets stuck in front of it. That one, no matter what temperature, even though when it does get real hot I stop. But she's a very good job for baling straw. So it wasn't just for wrap bales we got, it was mainly, we actually do more straw and hay than we do wraps. But that was it. Last year I had it on the 83, and this year I have it on now, but I intend to switch over to the TM, because the TM still has the plough on it, and we have to plough when we're finished wrapping here. And I just find that a big hilly ground, if you're chopping and all, she's at her limits, because the machine is 8 ton, I think, empty. It's an awful big heavy machine, but I can't fault it. So It's on the hay tree. Sometimes on hills, I do find she does be at her limits, and so I'll be finished with the TM ploughing now. I can't plough with her because the wheels are too wide, and I just didn't bother changing them. And I was switching around yokes for the AHE 210, and then I realised the PTO I had to get a different linkage for the 1000 rev. My mowers are 1000 rev, and there's a fine spline 1000 rev on the AE2, so I have to get an adapter for that. So that's all. We'll be baling now after a while, and you'll see. And what do you call it? That's the cab up there, Laura, I'll show you now. So there is the controls for the Goweil wrapper, and there's the ones for the baler. Now she's automatic, anyways, and that's my camera that I put in. Just there was no camera on the back of it, so I bought that in the local garage, and I just switched it from to the square baler as well. So I find that it's a good job. It wasn't that expensive. So we have our walkie-talkie here when Laura or Emily or whoever is with me, so we just can communicate if there's ever a problem. So everything is on it. As I said, you've seen us put warning lights, or just a light to make sure we have power. Sometimes if something goes wrong, you might think it was the power and it's not, and if you press that, once that light comes up, it's not the power. You're having problems with the power. So that's just off a little air sealer we have for doing patch for sowing grass seed, and I'll say for doing patchwork, and that's about it. That's the balustrade. I leave them kind of there. So, well, they switch. I leave them in the house for the winter. Some of them I do leave on the tractor so they don't get broke, because normally this one does most of the sowing, and that's about it. Our plastic and net cam, normally we get it as we're working it. This year the co-op told us to buy a good bit of it. It's getting very scarce, so you just have to come in there now with a pallet and a half. Plus we have about 10 rolls left from last year, so that should leave it safe, and the net and the rest of the maize. So we got Pioneer, but when we opened the bags, the seed was very small, so he changed it for this stuff, what we normally do. So we'll have some sowed in Pioneer and some on that, so hopefully we'll show you the difference if it does grow. I know, well, the minute I'd put the seed in the ground, it would start, the sky would bake us over. So, okay. I have to look into the camera. We should have one of these cut.
I haven't got enough hands.
Huh?
I haven't got enough hands.
Okay.
Right, cut, action.
Action. Okay. What was I going to say at all? Cut, action. We have all our plastic of our wrap bales wrapped up here now. They have to go back to our co-op where we buy the plastic, and I think we made about 1,200 wrap bales last year. So this is the wraps that was on this farm, and they're all packed in, lots of them in these bundles, and they're easy to manage. And we're bringing them back today now on the trailer, and I have to show you the fertilizer bags and the empty drums for the sprayer. They all go back today. So over here, all the net are in bags like this, and then you tie the tops of them. They go back. So this is our, you might have seen it on earlier videos, our yoke for wrapping where we pack the plastic. So we lift it up like that, we shove in these 2 bars, just for safety. Other than that, it might be like a guillotine. So then all these twines here, I won't go through the whole process, all these to the front and the back are tied up like what you see in the ones there. Now that one is not full because we're finished with all our wraps, but we're just going to take it out now in a few minutes and bring them all back. So that was an old diesel tank, as Laura told you before, and we just have a lump of concrete here for a weight, and it does a very good job. And we have another one on the other farm. Now that was an old winch that was up in the loft. You see it up there. So we use that, it's handy. I see them in the hardware here, they're not there either, but on the other farm we have it made with the loader lifts to weigh it up and down. Because we don't be over there with, it's not beside electricity or anything. So they both work well, so I have to put that into the trailer now, them wraps. I have to pick more up at the other farm, and I'll show you the bags now in a minute. So here then is handy for this because we stack all our wraps here. It's all indoors and it's kind of our place for feeding and sorting out bits and bobs. You're either in out of the rain or you're in out of the heat. So it's one or the other here. So I'll show you the wrap, the manure bags the way they want it done over here, and then that's it. It's so simple. They won't take them back unless they're all tied in groups of 10s. You have to sign a yoke to say how many bags you have brought back. So you just bundle them up like that, saves them blowing around the place, and when I go up and do plastic and everything, they'll just sort them out there themselves. And there's more there, I just stacking them on top of the harvester there, and here there's more over there beyond. So that's all.
next week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did like the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this about our farming lives here in France, you can always hit the subscription button down below and ring the little bell notification so that you don't miss out on any episodes. In the next video, Mam is finally out on her 8210, so she's going to be going around collecting bales with Dad. So she'll be driving the 8210 with the bale trailer and Dad will be driving the Manitou, picking up the bales. We'll probably be stacking them out in the field, and so yeah, she'll get to test that out. Also, we are going to be sowing maize in that field as well, so I'll show you guys the 87 once again out muck spreading and the TM165 ploughing. So that's all I know so far for the next episode. I will also show you anything else that pops up along the way. So that'll all be on next week's video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.